Here's my daddy, Professor MJ!
Alright guys, I'm Professor MJ, a university statistics professor, and I'm back with more UFC picks that are provided by my collaborator named Viceroy MMA. This time we are discussing UFC 260, Miocic versus Ngannou. Last week I gave you the picks, but I forgot to tell you the number of units that my collaborator recommended to bet on each pick. I apologize for that. You can see on your screen the 9 picks made along with their outcome. In the end, we pretty much broke even. We lost a tiny 0.06 unit with a 3-6 record. A losing record is to be expected since almost all bets are made at positive odds. But what matters is profit, not posting a great winning percentage, right? This week we have 8 picks to share with you. Let's get started right now. Let's get the party started by discussing the main fight between Francis Ngannou and Miocic. Their first bout back in January 2018 was a showcase of a complete fighter for heavyweight standards against an inexperienced fighter with enormous physical and natural gifts. Francis Ngannou always had an eye for timing good counters. After this loss, Ngannou went on and had a terrible fight against Derrick Lewis, where he was the one that was gun-shy, which is rare. Since then, he has picked up 4 finishes. He has fought a total of 2 minutes and 7 seconds in those fights combined. You want to say he's improved, but there really is no evidence of it. There are articles floating around stating that Ngannou has been working on his conditioning and wrestling, which were obvious flaws in the first fight. But people tend to overlook that Ngannou was also outboxed. He spent the first round swinging wildly and did connect but could not finish Miocic. Then he settled down and tried to jab. Boxing is not really his game. Landing big counters or swarming and overwhelming people is what he does best. Miocic, on the other hand, fought the same guy 3 times since the Ngannou bout. The question is, how much of a toll did those 3 fights against Daniel Cormier take on him? They were all absolute wars. Miocic is now 38 and Ngannou is 34. Even though Miocic won the second and third fights against Cormier, his defense and durability did look progressively worse, which is not what you want to see before facing Ngannou. In summary, I believe Francis Ngannou will either win early or lose the fight. For these reasons, the pick here is to grab Ngannou to win in round number 1 at plus 225 odds by risking a quarter unit.
Do you like my daddy video?
Up next, we have Tyron Woodley facing Vicente Luque. Tyron Woodley has always had issues against pressure fighters. He only has a narrow margin of victory. There are numerous ways of drawing out poor shots, so he can throw his counter, but Woodley lacks the creativity and craft for it. Woodley does not feel comfortable pressuring consistently. At this point in his career, he has become more and more hesitant to throw any volume. Woodley likes to put his back up against the cage and let his opponent come in, so he can try to time it. His physical advantages are dwindling and his cardio is getting worse, so he's hesitant to throw more volume and his confidence is shot. Vicente Luque has very basic defense. There is some head movement to the extent to where he will duck straight down, and there is his high double forearm guard. He should be able to block most of Woodley's shots and able to fire back. We have seen how solid Luque's chin is also. Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns could not finish Woodley in 5-round fights. Colby Covington picked up the finish in the 5th round due to a rib injury. In other words, Woodley is hard to finish. Pressure fighters are Woodley's kryptonite, and Vicente Luque is just with insane durability. In the end, the top pick in this fight seems to be Luque to win by decision at plus 160 odds. It is recommended to put 0.75 unit at risk on this play. Let's keep rolling by talking about Sean O'Malley against Thomas Almeida. O'Malley is pretty good, but a lot of what he does is smoke and mirrors. He also lacks a jab. His footwork in broad strokes is good. O'Malley will be able to keep Almeida at bay in the first round. He will be able to pressure him and draw out predictable shots and counter. But if he cannot finish Almeida early, I don't think he can beat him for 3 rounds. Almeida has a good eye for when his opponents start to slow down or collapse, and is able to turn on the pressure. Right here, we are betting half a unit on O'Malley to win in the first round at plus 250 odds or 3.50 in decimal format. Our 4th UFC pick concerns the Jamie Mullarkey vs. Khama fight. Worthy is much more physical. He does not forget about openings that work for him. He is a disciplined fighter. In the Luis Peña fight, he found openings early and kept taking them over and over, displaying a smart performance. He couples that with a unique trigger counter punching. The herky-jerkiness of his style does him favors as a good athlete. It gives him unusual timing, but he is still capable of violent explosions. As for Jamie Mullarkey, he is not very quick. He is a little basic as far as setups are concerned. He is the perfect example of the original MMA scene round winning fight style. That won't be enough here. So we are taking Khama for half a unit to win by TKO or KO at plus 210 odds or 3.10 in decimal format. Alright, as for the remaining 4 picks for UFC 260, they are appearing on your screen right now. Best of luck, my friend. I really hope you enjoyed these UFC predictions. I'm Professor MJ. I teach statistics to university students, and I invite you to take a look at my March Madness videos. I made one with my top pick for Saturday in the Villanova vs. Baylor game, and another video unveiling my best bet for Sunday that concerns the UCLA vs. Alabama matchup. Go ahead and check them out. I'll see you soon, man.